Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back. We are working on this location. Okay, here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna scale this bitch up. This thing up, I mean. And reduce the size of the motor. And we are going to see if we can make some sort of an elevated platform for the player to walk around on. This time difference, what are you talking about? 1.3 again. Okay, so here's what I want to do here. We are going to increase. Okay, we're gonna get this thing here. Scale that down. This. I'm going to scale these things down. Half past 9. Broad daylight over there. Yeah. Well, you know, maybe not for too long. Okay, I'm gonna reduce this. Bring this down. If anything, we might have to scale this back up again. Engine, models, props, locations. Arcade mode. Godot export. Alright. Let's see this. Okay, and we got this spot over here. Let's run this. Take a look at how big this thing is now. Ooh. Okay. Alright. Now this is starting to look pretty dang sizable. I like it. Looking great. Thank you. Renato Rosarola. If I pronounce that correctly. Okay. Perfect. Zoltan. Boppity booty. Okay. Shall we scale this up a bit more? Just to get more room here, or is this enough? The whole point is that this area here is where the player drops down and swaps out the batteries. And then they can get back up. 1.2 maybe? Oh. Okay, can we do this across the 3D cursor? Okay. Take a look at this. Low. I think we can export. There we go. I think we can appear inside of it now. Nice. Okay. Maybe it's just not playing the takeout animation. Okay. So drop down here, except I don't want this to be super far away. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do this. There's an add-on for model update, or is it auto? It's automatic. Just native built-in part of the way Godot engine detects changes in the files. Okay. So, we have this foundation piece that needs to shrink now. There we go. Mm-hmm. Okay. These are the extra phases. Nice. I was having a problem with setting up animations of the blend file in Godot. I don't. That probably would be outside of my knowledge base, because I don't bother trying to use blend files directly in Godot engine. Every software has its own project file, and every other software is not required to read that project file. So we have our GLTFs and FBXs and OBJs. So use the appropriate file for the appropriate job. Shrink, flatten. Okay. Nah. Let's just keep it this way for the time being. Avoiding using double end files in Godot. Yeah. Just try it and test it. Good old reliable GLTF, which I used to have trouble getting it to work properly because I didn't really know what the proper way to export animations was. That's besides the point. Yes, we have the whole loop-de-loop around here. Cool. I need an edge for reference. Mm-hmm. Okay, what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to do a staircase. We're gonna do some fancy stuff here, or at least try to. I'm gonna make cylinder. What if I just keep it this way? Just like a weird staircase type feel. Learning about trying to make first person for. If this is the first time you're working in Godot, then I would recommend using GLTF for your 3D export. A lot less headaches. Oops. Okay, that's a fancy pants kind of a kind of a railing. Jeez. Okay. I'm gonna try something. Bridge. Do a number of cuts. And then if I do another bridge, increase number of cuts. That basically gives me the thing I was trying to make. Then I could just... Come on. Come on, you bitch. Let's do something like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. Look at that. Nice. Just do percentage based. Okay. Using GLTF, but I'm always adding and changing, adding things to the house. Don't know how I'll update the final project. Well, I mean, if you're adding things like what? What are you adding? Additional geometry, furniture. You just export GLTF, overwrite the same file that's in the engine, and then when you open up the project, or if you already have it running, just give it like a second. It's gonna detect changes and import those changes. The only thing you gotta watch out for is renaming things. If you create an object called door kitchen, and then realize, oh, I'd like to have 2 doors in the kitchen, and you rename door kitchen to be door kitchen 1, upon import, Godot will treat that door kitchen 1 as a totally new object. So any materials you've applied to it would be lost, cleared, basically. Which is another reason why you should be saving your materials as physical files. Also, one word of advice: don't use built-in materials. When the material is built into the GLTF file, you won't be able to move them. They have to remain in the same folder as the OBJ file. That means you're gonna have a folder which will have your GLTF file and the material and every single texture that's part of that material. And depending on how you like to handle the organization of the files, that may be not very clean. So if you export with GLTF, and those materials that you export, you can't actually edit them or change them unless you make new inherited versions. At which point, what's the point of having the original material if you can't change shit about it, you know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so if you export GLTF, where is it? Gultuf. Where's my There's my Gultuf. Just do like for data. do materials placeholder. So you'll keep your material slots, but you can then use Godot's own materials, which you can change and modify and do whatever you want. So, you know, unless Godot developers are going to give us the ability to modify the settings of the materials that get exported with GLTF, it's a pretty useless feature if you ask me. Because then you have to do all of your material creation in Blender, and if you ever would like to tweak something or change something, well, you better load that Blender project back up and then start making changes there. So, you know, not the smoothest of experiences, but at least you still have the other way. Okay, I don't want to do that. Just keep it this way. Okay. This is a bit of an awkward way to make a staircase, to be honest. It is what it is. Okay, cool. Now, drop this thing down here, and then I'd like to... Ooh, this might be a bit big. I need to make it curve around this surface, this edge. So I'm gonna try something like this. Duplicate this edge, make it unique. I am going to convert to curve, and then tell this staircase to use curve deform. Oh, gotta select the curve. Got it. Now where the shit did he go? It's over there. Okay, so I now need to locate the axis should I place the center point here maybe? That might mess things up. No? Interesting. Oh. Catch up later. Sounds good, man. Appreciate the company. Let's apply scale. Okay, that's a little bit better. Apply rotation, if there is any. No? Okay, good. Oh, is that it? That might be it. Just gotta find the magical... Hey, there we go. That looks good. Gotta find the magical axis along which it's gonna move this object in the right place. There we go. So that seems like it is curving properly. It's a bit of a pain in the butt to set up. If you haven't done that enough times. It's always a pain in Blender. There's a something to the madness, I'm sure. Smooth curve. How can I smooth this curve? Can I turn this into a Bezier curve? Oh, not quite. Almost. Actually, yeah, it is a Bezier curve. But it might be easier. Yeah, considering everything, it might be easier if I just make a new curve. Make it a circle. Lift it up. Scale it up. Where's that staircase? Nice, okay. That is gonna make it much smoother. Okay, I think the center point has moved. Ooh, set origin, 3D cursor. Nope. What shiz? Okay, that is some wild stuff. Let's just get that reset. Generate, no, deform, curve. Alright, where'd you go? You went over there. Why? Scale? No. Huh. Okay, I believe it has something to do with the point of origin. The point of origin has to be in the same location as the curve, isn't it? Nope. Okay, this is just giving me a headache. Oh, unless I didn't select the proper axis. Bring back so it's in the right place. There you go. Next, we have the curve. Is this the old curve? No, this is the new curve. So, bring this down, bring this up. Sure. The sad part is that I actually did get it to work when I was doing a test. It's just right now it's being a pain in the butt. Cursor to selected. U. Origin to 3D cursor. You are now in the same location. Next, deform. Curve. On the z-axis, possibly. And then it fucks off into over here. Unless there is a bit of rotation here. Which actually messes up. Huh. It turned this into a PNG. Oh boy. Maybe it's because we applied scale. Something weird happens to curves when you apply scale to them. Actually, hold on. If we do this, and then by scale, nope, it just forever solidifies this. Okay, let's assume that the scale of the object is not the issue. What if it's the scale of the curve? Okay, that's fascinating. Now, scaling across that object, I don't want that. Interesting. Wait a minute. Okay, changing the point of origin of the object doesn't yield any change. There's got to be something to do with the curve. Changing the scale of the curve does not seem to change the scale of the object. Okay, there we go. Back in business. Let's try this. Maybe the issue is the center point of the object has to be here. I swear, every time I do one of these curve-based distortions, I struggle, then I figure it out, and then I forget, and I struggle again. It's a vicious cycle. Okay. Right. Went over here. Hold on a second. What if we cannot keep the object in the middle? What if the object has to be smack dab in the middle of this curve? Selection to cursor. So it's in the middle now. That's the origin point. And then we tell it, have the curve displacement deform, place it on the curve, and then z-axis. What the shitsickles? This is the most infuriating thing ever. You know what? Maybe it's because it's a closed loop. Let's return it back to where it was. Maybe that's the issue. It's a closed loop, and thus it does not want to behave. Okay, so now I have a partial curve, which hopefully should still be following. I doubt that it is, but we'll just have to work with it. I could have technically, since I'm doing an array modifier, I could have just done an array modifier around the center object here. Let's just do one last test with the curve deform. It's a pain in the ass. Nope. Okay, well, the hell with you too, sir. Fine. We're just gonna do this. Center. Create. Cube. Yes. U. Instead of relative offset, we're gonna do object offset. Where's that empty? There's that empty. Stair axis. Okay, stair axis. Now, for this to work, we actually do need to set the origin at the center. We need to apply rotation. And then what else is in here? Oh yes, okay, we have 11 pieces. They're all moving away for some reason. Okay. Why are you moving away? Is this going to be another thing I have to worry about? Location. It's right there. Scale. Has to be set to 1. There we go. Okay. So if I am moving this in place, I have to do it here. I got this angle. The angle in which I've modeled this thing is not the most fun thing to worry about, to work with. Okay, anyways, let's drop this down here. And then we're just gonna bridge the difference here. And then RZ, do this. The funniest thing, the logic of managing to figure out the curve displacement and the logic of managing to figure out object array displacement involves just as much mental shenanigans. So it's the case of just pick your poison and stick to it. You're gonna suffer either way. Okay, so all I need to do now is just visually align this. Like that. Oh, we have proportional editing enabled. We just need to make sure we don't edit too much. And once again, this is really, really interpretive. Or I should say, this isn't a technique per se, this is just tomfoolery. Which, by the way, this step size might actually be too shallow either way. Might have to lower it down. So, I am going to test that first. Okay, sure, whatever. I'm thinking the railing's going to be too small. Although we did scale this entire thing up quite a bit, a few times. So maybe not. Don't have a size reference to check the sizes. Oh, okay. I looked away for a second. I think I saw it flash an update. Okay. That is a single staircase. It seems to be solid, or I am stuck on something. But that railing might be just high enough. Maybe just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now. Staircase. We're probably not going to be making this entire thing be solid. I think it's just going to be like an invisible ramp. Mm-hmm. Is it inside out? It is inside out. So I'm getting stuck. It's also probably, yeah, too shallow of a step. Oh, speaking of which, didn't they make Jolt be part of the engine now? Because it's not being loaded right now. I think with the next major release, which is coming whenever it's coming. What am I waiting for? So it doesn't seem to want to apply the whatchamacallit. Doesn't want to apply the modifier, but it does seem to be working. It's kind of thick, but it is what it is. Data, mesh, apply modifiers. What's everybody up to? Seems like we're in the end of days. Or the beginning, depending on which side are you on. Okay, I saw the reload. Okay. Okay, so the last step, and hover just a little above. To be honest, this is actually looking pretty good. We just need to make sure that we don't have to do this to get up. We need a ramp. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make this separate by selection. Staircase, all only. So this is gonna only export it as a collision. No collision here, which means here I should implement an extra shape with this. Hey, it's actually it's pretty good. Actually, maybe not so much. This needs to be a ramp. This may or may not work. It's a bunch of separate elements. And there's no way to merge, is there? No, there is a merge. There's a merge function. Oh, you can merge. No flippin' way. You can merge this stuff together into one single coherent piece of geometry, except for that. We don't want that. First and last copies. Okay, that is pretty cool. If we can do this, then I can possibly get rid of this nonsense. Those vertices. Build this in. Ooh. Oh, interesting. How did that happen? Okay. So we've got selection. So this is one piece. This is another piece. Build this in. Dissolve edges. Then it only has to be close enough. And we'll just do this. That's going to create a single ramp. Nice. And we can repeat the process here. Nice. Okay, and then we'll just set both of these to be viewed as wireframe. Okay, so this is staircase railing dash call only. Just verify the face orientation, which I don't think we can see. Oh, yep, that looks good. And same thing here. Wire, staircase call only. Nice. Cool. Give that a test. Oh, I could just use my debug aerial light. Okay, we can go down. Can we go up? Yes, we can go up. Beautiful. Here we have to put a little invisible ramp as well. Alright. Works for me. Cool. Now we need a platform. The top platform. So origin, geometry. Okay, and then rotation, we reset. I mean, technically, yes. I could just finagle it. Let's say this is it. As a matter of fact, if I'm going to be finagling it, why don't I just finagle the whole stair? Okay, there we go. Okay, that is... How did that happen? What the heck? Oh, right, proportional editing. Right. Okay, we'll just let the merge tool handle the rest. Now, hopefully this is not too frequent. I think it looks alright. Let's increase the merge a little bit. There we go. Nice. We do need to figure out what to do over here. Okay, yeah. I think we can make this work. Here's what I am gonna do. Reduce. Then, we can't rotate it. We have to... I believe we're pretty much done here, so I'm just gonna say duplicate, hide, so we still have the original. Convert this to mesh, which means now I can rotate it however the something I please, like this. Okay. Might have to do the same thing with the collision shape. But you know what? For starters, let's just figure out the base geometry here. Now perform transforms around the bounding box center. Duplicate. We're gonna have to, well, wing it, basically. Align it more or less by eyeball. Wow, that's misaligned. Okay, we're gonna pretend that that is not a problem. And we're gonna pretend that that is not skewed to hell. And we're going to just ignore it. Pretend like everything is okay. You can set it to normal. Reclaim at least some sense of oriented movement. Bridge. Sure. Yep. Okay. Mm-hmm. Neat. Okay. This is staircase platform. Yes. Now for the collision shape, um, let's just do dash call for the time being. Let's run this. Okay. Place some vines and some overgrowth on top of it. Looked great. Okay, we just have one single step that we need to fix, which we might be able to fix it. Hmm. Okay. The merge tool is throwing me off a little bit. That's okay. What we gotta do here? Okay. I think we might have to convert to mesh. And then we can bring this up so we don't have to worry about the whole modifier. As a matter of fact, this may or may not work. But if I position this here, but take that face and bring it slightly higher, excuse me, that face. This ramp might be a little too steep, in which case we'll have to push it in. But if it works, then it works. As a matter of fact, we shouldn't have been able to step on top of this gap. That seems a little magical. But now that we've applied it as a mesh, we can make all sorts of edits to it. That's all we have to worry about. Okay, bit of a drop. Can we get back up? Yeah, yeah, we can. Nice. Oh, but we cannot get back up. Whoops. That's the extra ramp we need to build here. Just do this. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Oh, but I can't get back up here. I can do it here, but not over here. Oh, I know why. It's because the platform collision shape is... Yep, it's right there. It's flipping. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, now we are supposed to have a couple of entry and exit points. So this being the only one is not the best. Now, I'm gonna convert this to mesh. Do we have the original? No, we have this one. Just hide this. Okay. Everything else, convert to mesh. Convert to mesh. Convert to mesh. Come on. Alright, and then as long as we keep our center point around the middle, cursor to world origin, and then transform around the cursor, I can actually rotate this thing and perfectly position it where it needs to be. And here's what else I can do. I can mirror, there we go, and thus create 2 points of entry. Okay, and then we'll just do this on all of these pieces. Huh, I didn't have to supply the center point for it. Cute. Alright. Oh, and that's why that did not work. Okay. Just make an empty call at center. You will be mirrored across the center. Same thing for you, so I guess it didn't actually work. There we go. This... that collision shape. Nice. Okay. Now, with that said, I should be able to grab these things now. And then duplicate, Shift D, RZ, and then rotate them on the opposite ends. Just like that. And maybe with that in mind, we can push these things further away. Just might not even need the... Yeah. Unless we want to look at for cool points. Oh, keep it for... Yeah, for aesthetics. Might have to remove it. Doesn't want to edge slide correctly. It doesn't want to snap, whoops, to this piece, so I'm just going to do it manually. Like that. Ah, got it. I'd like to bridge this. However... Oh. Well, hello there. This is not correct. Really? Yo, man. Snapping? Never heard of her. The heck is this? Center. vertex. Closest. There we go. Did that auto merge? Yes, it did. Yeah, that's at least the part of the issue solved. Okay. Nice. Sort of. That's not perfect. Have the edge slide until it is. There we go. Okay, we've officially entered into the shenanigans territory. We've got slight misalignments. We're no longer working with stock alignment. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Take this. This. No. Where's the other one? There's one here. Oh, it's stopped. Right. Okay, need to make that cut and align it to this one here. Next, we're going to bridge. Cool. We could keep it as a straight line. Why does this give me Star Wars vibes when you're boarding one of those big cruisers? Star Wars Battlefront 2. There's going to be like a door over here for some reason. Okay. I think this right here gives us plenty of exit points for the player. If they choose to be slightly cheeky about the enemies. And I think that's actually basically it. So either I'm going to place the batteries here, or I'm going to make the inner compartment here, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards. And that might be kind of fun. Maybe hollow out this entire disc, this entire cylinder. Okay. Give this a test. And get it up and running. Well, it's looking pretty good. I think if we're trying to go for the whole don't leave the player in a dead end, we might have to bridge these things as well. Of course, how many divisions do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little cuts. Oh, middle click? There we go. Alright. Bridge faces. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Smoothness, profile. Ah, come on. There we go. Hey, that's perfect. Almost matching the original profile. Cool. I see somebody snooping in the stream without announcing themselves. nothing to scale here. Nice. Okay, we're not gonna worry about decorations. The decorations. It's Dimitar. He gave himself away by posting Star Wars memes to the Discord. That talked about how this looked kind of like Star Warsy. I know you're there. I see all you lurkers.
I can feel you. With my fourth eye. Gaze into my fourth eye.
Okay. What? That? Okay, that's good. Cool. So I guess we'll have like 2 interjointed hallways. They'll do a little cross section or cross path, crossroads, left to right, and then from hidden compartment to the hidden compartment. Cool. All right. So that's cool and all. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. And then maybe next time we can work on what? Maybe I'll be able to reuse the catwalks kit, and then place it on the side, and have the player get up here, maybe go around the control panel, and then they'll be able to rotate this entire aggregate, this entire station around. I'm also considering that maybe what I should do is borrow a mechanic from a game called Scorn. When you physically interact with components in Scorn, the camera detaches itself from the player and it slowly positions itself in such a view that puts the object you're interacting and the subject you're controlling into view. Or maybe it just does it for the subject. Because right now, the player just looks in the direction that the player was looking at before they started interacting with it. So maybe that may be kind of a fun thing to borrow. Other than that, pretty cool. I gotta say, I do like this design more than the initial tall tower one. I think I'll just maybe delegate. Where is it? Where's the tower? There we go. Maybe we'll delegate this to some sort of like a lootable area. Loot pickup area. Oh yeah, this stuff has been moved because the center points have been fixed up. Thank you very much. Cool. Alrighty. I'll wrap it up here. And we'll continue in the next one. Beautiful. Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate the company.